Well, good morning, guys. Today's Monday, the 24th, and here we go, the Philips. Now, I haven't touched this since Saturday. I think I finished recording Saturday night. Back onto it this morning, the power supply, hook it up, speaker, hook it up, and I hope to God this works. Otherwise, you guys are going to see this live. So, yeah, I don't know. I just hope that bloody transformer works. That was a bit tricky, and yeah, I'm not 100% on it. I hope it works. All I work under is a Maggie lamp, which you see here. I haven't got a microscope as such, a digital microscope. I really need one of them, really. So, yeah, eventually I suppose I get there. But anyway, for jobs like that, it'd be invaluable because, yeah, the soldering iron I was using was too big. I should have got me small one, but it was, let's get it done and let's get this video done. So, yeah, shouldn't have done that. I should have got the smaller iron. But anyway, I will move the camera around behind me here. You'll see me setting this up, and, well, let's see if it's going to work. Okay, here we go. Move that out of the way for you. I think you can see the power supply from there. We're running on this side, 9 volts. Now I'm current limiting to 50 milliamps. That's enough. This doesn't draw much current, so I think it was only drawing about 11 or so when I tried it, but then again it wasn't working correctly. Just move things out of the way. Okay, now speaker. There's my old speaker. As you can see, there's a dummy load up there. An 8.2 ohm resistor, just with a switch. That's it. She's an old job. That's all I use for the speaker. I must build a better system than this. But anyway, it does the job for the small stuff like this. Okay. Our speaker is the white and yellow leads on this one. Now, I will also put the volume knob on to make it a little bit easier. So turn him right down. Okay, we have negative, which is the blue, and positive. Now, I run through this last time with you. The red lead is positive, which is ground on this radio. Okay, it's positive ground. Rightio. If we did hook this up back the front, the power supply would protect us anyway. Okay, that's it. Speaker, power. Let's turn it on. And better turn the power supply on. Okay, that is now outputting power. Here we go. 3 milliamps. Okay. Turn it up. There is absolutely no sound. Absolutely nothing. What don't we have? 3 milliamps is not enough. What isn't connected? and I hear a click with the speaker. Full volume. Do we have any audio? No, we don't. Hang on. Why did that make a sound? What? We don't have anything there at all. Okay, white is definitely the speaker, and yellow is the speaker, which is also positive. Okay, let me grab the circuit and we'll just see. Obviously, something is amiss somewhere. Righto, guys, well, may not need the circuit. Something's something's loose here somewhere. Now we've lost it. I'll just bring the speaker over a bit so that you can hear it. Probably bring yours in a bit so you can see it. What have we got here? Yeah, what's the signal like around our IF transformer? Ah, okay. Got some signal there. That's on the other side of it, so that's a good thing. Antenna up here. Something there. We're getting RF through. I think we got something happening with the aerial gang there. As you can hear, up here, I think we don't have an oscillator. I think that's what's happening. Just, I'll go through and check my connections here. I don't want this to be a long video, and find out what's going on. Our transformer's working anyway here, because we've got signal back to aerial there, and well, if we touch him, yeah, a bit odd. And oscillator down here is very little. I'd say we've got an oscillator problem. But why? Because we did have stations. Our oscillator coil is here. Did that kick it into gear? No, not really. It's very random. We've got gain around the oscillator there. Obviously, the next thing is There's our oscillator transistor. We'll get the diagram at last and just check the voltages around there. I'll see what's happening. I suspect our oscillator has stopped for some. So that's intermittent. Now that's not. There's nothing there, but it proportional to where the tuning gang is too. Yeah, I'll drag out the oscilloscope and have a look, see if it's running, and we'll grab some voltages and see what's going. Okay, so she didn't fire up straight away. How did I know that? Okay, I'll be back. I'll set some gear up. Righto. Well, the first thing I want to check, just see if the oscillator's going. Now, this is the oscillator coil here. So we'll got the scope here, ground. I guess onto that little screw there will be fine. Yeah, we've got something happening there, and we'll turn him on. Okay, he's on. He's drawing 3 milliamps, and okay. Well, as you can see, the oscillator is working fine. Now, we'll tune it. Yep. Frequency, we're about right. We go up there, we're on 2 meg. And of course, you'd minus 455 kilohertz off that one. And we go right down to the other end, and we're sitting on 990. So the oscillator's working, guys. There's what do we got there? About 1,000. That's about a meg. So yeah, that's 999 kilohertz. Give me 1,000. There you go. And strangely enough, it makes some sort of noise. Okay. So that's in around 1,400. Minus our 455 on there. So, well, guys, the oscillator's working. Okay. Now, there's a couple of things I noticed here. At least we know the oscillator's going. There's a little... Where is he? Oh, God, I've lost it. I was going to show you. Okay. That fellow, that solder connection, which one is it? This one here. Looks very sus. Not that that's the problem, but I'm looking for any sus-looking joints or anything that may lead to this thing not working. The other thing is, we've got audio. Well, we've got audio back here. Well, we did. Okay, there you go. We have audio here, but yet up here on the volume control, yeah, I think we need to signal trace this a little bit. Okay, I think we have something broken there. There's a track broken. Okay, we have a station, weak, but we have a station. And that's a broken track, which is on this transformer. I hope you guys saw that. I wasn't taking notice. Okay. I'm just prodding around here because, I mean, this thing was going, well, sort of going. Now, here's our transformer, and there's a crack there. Now, when I can short that out, we draw 6 milliamps instead of 3. And I would say that's our, well, I don't know. Yes, our drive transformer. This is our output. I think maybe it's the other way around. Maybe that one's the output. There's also a sus-looking joint there. No, that's not it. But anyway, I'll fix up this one. I'll just turn him off for the minute. Now, I'll get you guys where you can see this. Okay. Now, this fella here, obviously that transformer's been probably, well, the radio could have been dropped or something. It could be anything caused that break, but that is certainly a definite break there. A little bit of flux. Where are we? Let's do this, guys. Let's put a little bit in there, some in here, some there, and this is the main one that we've found. Okay. Now, my soldering iron's not heated up. I'll just pause this while I heat it up. Okay. Here we go. Let's start up here. And we'll put a decent bridge in that one. Just make sure this one's contacting. Guys, this could have happened after I've been doing stuff, but I don't think so. I've been fairly careful with this little fella. Now, this one. And I should be using a piece of wire across this, shouldn't I? Yes, I know. Okay, this is definitely a cracked one. Okay, and the sus-looking one is this one here. I'll see, can I get him a little bit better than what he is? Actually, bit of flux on there. Right. Just make sure this one's okay. Yeah, there's a sus-looking one here. There's a couple of them don't look real good, but anyway, that's what we can expect from something like this. Let's turn him on. No difference. Yes, we have a difference. Okay, we've got something, but that's flat out. Now, it's supposed to be probably a station mid-range. Yeah, that should be a lot louder. And then we've got this crazy thing in the middle. Okay. Now, why have we got low audio, guys? We've got something working here anyway. It seems to have fixed the intermittent problem, but that's flat out. That should be belting out. We're drawing 8 milliamps. Now, we'll just check our bias setting there. 7 milliamps, 6 milliamps. Yeah, okay. That's not the problem. Okay. And I think we've got a tuning problem, really. Now, if we go to the bottom end of the dial, and let's move this around. I think he's gone off the station. Okay. Doesn't seem to make a lot of difference. It's as though the rod is actually sort of not working. No, it might be. But anyway, it's going. It's very low volume. Now, we've done all the caps. I think we better go back on to voltages. I will pick up our other station here, which is actually 1089 or thereabouts. Down towards the bottom there. I don't know what is it picking up? It's probably picking up my switch mode power supply. Anyway, that's bottom end of the dial. What I'm trying for now there's a noise there. Now what I'm going to try for is just a bit of a touch up on I can't get that in. A bit of a touch up on the antenna trimmer. Okay. And oscillator. Bear with me, guys. We're getting louder. Weather update for the Central West. Cloud increasing, but dry for the remainder. A cool to mild night on the way. We are definitely getting louder. And hot but unsettled late. Hot again Thursday and maybe an isolated shower. Well, that definitely works. Treble and bass.
You're listening to Radio 1089.
But there's some other crazy stuff. Guys, what I'm going to do is change power supplies. I'm going back to a linear power supply on this. I don't trust this stupid switch mode thing. Let's I'll go to the top one. Okay. Now, let me see. Let me see. Ah, okay. And that is 100 times worse. Okay. Let me go to the good one. I've got a good linear supply over at the side here. The digital, the switch mode, really handy, but not so handy when there's bloody noise in it and you can't work out what the hell's going on. So, guys, I'll set up a supply here and I'll come. No, I'll keep the camera on for you. Show you what I'm doing. Okay. Now my other supply is this one over here. She's on voltage. Better not put 20 volts into it. 9 volts. There you go. Now, okay, negative, positive, and use. There we go. 9 volts. Right.
And says, basically, your own question, it's an election year, and that's the only reason.
And listen to that.
Now consider
as clear.
It wasn't when the government was throwing money at the Voice.
Clear as a bell.
It wasn't when the government threw money at the NRL expansion.
And if I want to make
in
it
the
better,
PNG.
Turn that down. If I want to make it better, I'll turn this stupid light off.
We'll have to pay the piper, and they'll explain have any money.
That is really good. ABC up the end up here.
The Golson Gorge the other day. Go down anywhere. You say use this DAB radio.
Well, that is true. In fact,
now that's full volume.
Little bits around the city where that can happen as well.
We haven't set this little fella here. Our alignment could be anywhere. The radio is working. Now, what I can't align, as I've told you, I'll have another look now. These IF transformers, they don't move much. They don't move at all. Okay, so we've got it basically working. So what I'm going to check now is our 455 signal through this. Now, our alignment instructions say 0.1 microfarad cap, which I've got here, put him to the base of TR1. And I can't hold him there. The base of TR1, which is way down in there. Let's we'll get a 455 signal, which we've got there. Let's see if we've got anything coming through. And there we go. Pretty doughy. Like that's 12 millivolts. That's not real good. We can hardly get any meter movement. I'll just switch that off. We can't get much meter movement on that. Hang on. Okay. We had a really bad connection there. Okay, now we're getting down to the microvolts. That's 100 microvolts, 165. Let's try and work with this. That one's certainly... Can I eliminate this 0.1 and go straight to our base. Or does it load it down? It loads it down. Okay. Guys, I'm going to have to just stop this a minute and just get things a little bit better here. Okay. I'll remove the multimeter. I'll get the multimeter out of the equation. Now, we've got a 455 signal here. I've got the gang fully open, which it says to. Now, I think I can turn them with this. Let's just see. I'll start back here and I'll work my way as per the instructions, per the way. So we do IFT3, IFT2, IFT1. The oscillator, well, I'm just not touching it at the moment, but okay, here we go with the third IF. And this is the one that, yeah, I've rebuilt the damn thing. Where can you guys see that? Probably there. Okay. Yes, we can peek him. Okay. That one does move. Now, this one. Can we peek him? Oh, jizzy. Bit hard to move. But, yes, we can peek him. There he is. Okay, this one. I didn't think these would move. It's a little bit wandery when I put the tool in the can, but not too bad. Yes. And okay, and that was the peak. Right there. Okay. This one's done. This one's done. Okay. Here we go for the next one. This is good. Oh, he's tight. And I think that's him there. Now, this one. And as I said, we're on 455 kilohertz here, per the book. And yes, they've all moved. Okay, now we can go back to a fairly low signal there. Let's have a listen. And, oh yeah, that's right down, very low. Now, hang on a minute. I'm going to get a jumper lead for this. Stand by and have a listen to the music. I don't think we need to listen to that anymore. Okay. We're starting with the meter here. I have yet to make up Manuel from Electronics Old and New, if you follow his channel, and believe me, great channel, Electronics Old and New. If you follow Manuel there, he has made up a little board and a little device which is a voltage multiplier. So we can put it on a normal 2.5 volt scale on a meter like this and get full scale from some, like an input in around that level. So it gives us, we can easily get to the top. So if you haven't checked it out, I've got one here. I'm going to build it. We will test it together and see how well it works. But Electronics, Old and New. Okay, I'm sure you know him. Okay, I've dropped the level to 16 microvolts. I'm going to peak tune that. And we've got a little bit there. I can't believe these have actually moved. And a little peak there. Yep. Now I'm just going over and over these. I'm not going to record everything with these. But guys, I'm pretty happy that I can actually align the IF to start with. And that one's very tight, but there's the peak. And this one now. And that's him. That's our peak. So we have a listen. That's what we got. Boy, that's it. That's it. Our IF is done. Okay, let's read some more instructions and set up for the RF alignment. Then we've got to get over here and get onto our biasing, our quiescent current, and set it up on what it should be. But at the moment, it's, yeah, we're not off this power supply, but we're using about 8 milliamps. Now, the alignment tool that I used for that is, as I've told you before, it's a very odd one. It's a Philips thing. It's a little split one. They use it with their little red transformers as well. We all know about them. And I've just shoved it tightly into the end of another tube, which is another, well, yeah, I don't know. I think it's an extension for an alignment tool. But I've jammed it in there hard, and there you go. It worked. Okay, let's take this off. And now we've got some volume. Now, well, we do, if I keep my speaker on there. Okay, let's have a listen, see if we've got a station now.
Hardly angle there, but also to be able to just back to, get perspective, to line up the evidence, to think objectively about that as much as possible. Of course, it doesn't
Guys, we're laughing. Okay, it's working. Okay, well, the main problem was the cracked joint on the transformer. So on the transformer legs, which could have, yeah, I could have actually moved them a little bit, but that could have been cracked before, and hence the very, very low volume that we had when we first fired it up. Okay, I'll get this cap off here. This little 0.01. We'll need the meter here for when we're doing this. So let's see what the instructions say. Okay, we've got to put the dial on this. I'll do that. We'll come back. Righto, we better do this bit so we can do the RF alignment. We do have this pointer, which is off the spare radio, which is in, yeah, it's in really bad shape. I don't really want to use that one. And, well, this one's not much better. There's a little bit missing out of here. But strangely enough, he does push on. And he does hold there. Well, I think he holds okay. There's a little mark there. It comes down. And there's a little mark at the bottom here. So, yes, he's correct, in the correct position where he is. Now we'll try and improve on this once we get the alignment done. This is just to get the alignment out of the road so that we can put our stations where we want them. Okay, here we go. Now I will have to put this under the magnifying glass to read this. Okay, so the RF trimmers, both of them, the oscillator and the aerial, are in there. Okay, so that's where we get at them. There's one there, and there's another one down there. So that's how we get in there. Okay, so with the gang in the closed position, adjust the cursor to the stop mark on the dial near the figure 6. So we've actually done that. There's the figure 6 for Western Australia, and that little mark there is where he's got to be. He might have gone a little bit past it. That's spot on. Okay, first bit. Okay. Now, I'm sure lots of you guys have already done this. You know all about these. I haven't done one of this model before. And there's lots of newbies out there that don't know anything about alignment. So, yeah, step by step. With the volume control at maximum, connect the generator through a series network comprising of a 0.1 and a 4.7K resistor to the aerial and earth terminals. Now, we'll do this before we go any further. So our aerial and earth is here, those two. The bottom one is our earth, top one is our aerial. Okay, so we've got to go use a well, it doesn't say. It says a 0.1 capacitor and a 4.7K resistor. So, is there anything else on here? No. So do you put them in series? Do you put them in parallel? What do we do here? It doesn't say. Okay. I'm probably just going to use a 0.1 cap to the aerial terminal. I'm sure that will work fine. And, oh, hang on, there's my phone. Okay, we're back. So, it says for 600 kilohertz, there's some horrible little things on this. For 600 kilohertz, the actual 600, it says adjust the oscillator slug. Now, we don't know whether we're going to be able to do this or not, but the needle is on 7ZL, which is over here. Okay, that's obviously 600. So that's where it says to put it, right there. It says use a 0.1. Don't know about the 4.7K. There's the aerial, and that's going to work fine. Okay. Right, and listen to that. We're a goer already. That is dead on. That does not need adjusting. That's spot on 600 kilohertz. As you can hear. Okay, that bit's done. So that's our oscillator coil. Doesn't need adjusting. Obviously the top end will. Now, I'm reading this, guys, and I've got to put it under a magnifying glass here to read it. So sorry about that. 1500 kilohertz. So this is 1500, and it says put the pointer on 3AK. Okay, which is a Victorian station. Probably Melbourne. I think it's Melbourne. So 3AK, right there. You can see up the top there, AK in the threes, right there. Now we've got to adjust the aerial trimmer for this fella, which is, you might be able to see him in there. You probably can't. Let's get a torch and show you. Okay. You can see the two brass screws in there. Hopefully you can. Well, it's the one up this end, not this one. Okay. So it's up here. So we've got to go in with him and adjust, put the generator on, recall 12, 14, frequency 1500, okay? And we don't have anything there, so we've got to adjust the oscillator trimmer until we bring him in. I'll do that. And oh boy, can I get in here without touching anything? No, I'm not going to use a metal screwdriver there. Okay, that's a little bit better, a little bit of insulation. Now, can we adjust him? He's in a very difficult situation there. And, well, it'll help if we put that on. There we go. We're very close. There we go, guys. Now, while we're here, I'll just turn that off. We'll turn him up so we've got the meter movement there. I will peak our RF at 1500 as well, which it says to do. And that's him. Okay, that's peaked there. We'll go back to 600, and then we also peak our antenna coil for maximum at 600 kilohertz, which is, as we know, 7ZL. Okay, back at 600 there. Have we got a signal? We've got a signal there. We sure have. Now, we're going to do this. I've got a Pico aerial coil watching the meter, and I might have to use something insulated to move this. And he doesn't want to move much. That's about peak where it was. Very little. I'm going to leave him and put some wax on the end of him. And, well, I think this is it, guys. I think we've finished the alignment. Let's see. Is it still working? Let's have a listen.
There is something that is hard to articulate, and vibe is the kind of word that we've come to use for that. There's this great cultural critic in America, Carl Chucker,
That is superb.
Called the vibe.
We've got another station there. Okay. Where's our local?
Terrorism. I mean, seriously, I the stuff, mate. That Afghanistan-Pakistan border. I know you two. You'd be somewhat. It really makes you think stuff you sort of hear and see. So, at the time when I was over there, I got a little bit into. Do you remember that classic?
Now, guys, plenty of volume. It's aligned. Everything has come up really well with this radio. Even the IF transformer, which I can't believe that's actually working, because it was a bit of a solder job. Now, I can't see anything else in here that's dodgy or anything. We've been over the board. So it's a matter of putting this thing together. And when we get together, get this all put together, what I'm going to do is take you guys out into my backyard, and we're going to see how this performs. How many other stations we got away from the lights, away from everything that's in here. A little bit of rubbish there. And yeah, just see how it all goes. What I really want to do also is just just do something with that. I do have a little piece that's out of this. I'll try and get it in there. I'll try and make that just a little bit better. But yeah, saying that, she's really, it's working. It's all aligned perfectly. We might see whether we can glue something in there anyway to just hold that in position. But I don't think it needs it. I think that's pretty good. Okay, well, there it is. It's working. Let's clean up a bit of the bench here and organise this case business to try and get it looking presentable. Okay, now I'm just going to do a couple of things before we put this in the case. Obviously, grease some of the switching assembly. I'll just do this. There's no need for you guys to see that. And a little dab of oil in the top of tuning gang to make him run nicely. And that's running pretty good there. There's also a little ball down at the back, which we will we'll put a drop in there I can get to him. Just in there. There we go. Right, I'll let that soak in. We'll do the greasing. There's this little transformer here has just got a yeah, not a dry joint or a loose connection, but needs tightening up. There's a couple of little screws to put in various spots. Just overall, then we'll get the case and start putting this together. Now, one thing that I am going to look at this morning is our pointer. This is not going to hold. Now, my theory is I need something to go over the bottom half of that one at well, not real tight, but enough to hold it in position. At the moment, it's had this little spring ring on there. I'm going to cut this off if I can come up with a little rubber tire on the back of the pointer and super glue that onto the back of the tire. The tire will then go over this. This is what I've got in mind. I don't, as I said, no 3D printers here, so I've got to make do with what I've got. But if I sort of just cut it and put the circle on the bottom of this with something and a little rubber tire out of probably a video belt kit or something like that. Anyway, you'll see what I mean. I'll show you. I'll muck around with this and try and get it right and show you the finished result. Okay, we've got to move this video along. I want this video finished. Okay. Oh, I tell you, these restorations can keep you going. There's the dial pointer. Now, I took the ring off and these two pieces fell out. So this is what we've got. It just slips on over that shaft. And yeah, this is where you need a 3D printer. But as I said, I haven't got one. So how do we do this without a printer? Well, let's have a look. I did describe a little tire. I have a little rubber tire or wheel off out of a video replacement kit, video build kit. My aim is to shave this off down to the pointer, the edge of the pointer or very close to it, super glue that on, and that will give us our ring, which fits just snugly over the center of this shaft. That's the theory, guys. Failing this, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but somehow the pointer glued to there. That's the exercise. I'll go and do it, and I'll be back and I'll show you the damage or the repair, one or the other. Give him long enough to set. Give him a sticky tape up. Otherwise, I didn't want it stuck to my bench. So the sticky tape sticks to my bench, doesn't it? Okay, well, I hope this idea works. It's, yeah, poor man's 3D printer. Now, that's fully closed, the low end down here. Now, that looks okay. It all come up, it's stuck on there fairly well. Now, we'll just push him on and we'll push him right down almost to the bottom. And just wriggle him onto the bottom segment there, which is pretty close to there. Now we'll just push this one down a little bit. Hey, no worries, guys. It cruises nice and we're in the right position. It may go a little bit further this way towards, and as you can see, we can adjust it slightly. Guys, that is perfect. Well, there you go. A little rubber tire has done the job. Okay, that's good. That's that fixed. And I don't think that would ever give any problems. Right, now I did use super glue gel there, not the liquid, because I didn't want it to run everywhere. So, okay, that's that bit. This bit, I've cleaned up in here. I've run a little vacuum tube in there off the vacuum off the vacuum cleaner. Cleaned out all in there and beautiful. That is perfect. Doesn't scrape at all. Now we've got to get a bit of liquid tape on that fella there where he's been eaten, and this one where there's been water and a little bit of corrosion, as you can see on the back. I've cleaned this up, but it's gone through the cone there in a couple of spots. So I've got to put a little bit of liquid electrical tape along there and a couple of little spots there. Now also the surround gasket was loose. It's come off, so I'll be gluing all this back on here, and we'll mount the speaker back in the front panel. Okay, it's speaker time. Now, this speaker just went in the front case, like so. Was that way up. Right, now, as you can see, yeah, I've put in the earphone socket because I might like to do a little bit of DXing in private at night on this fella, and well, I thought it doesn't fit quite exactly right, but it's not a bad fit. It fills the hole, and well, yeah, it's there. It should work, shouldn't it? We should replace it. Okay, so now mounting the speaker. We saw on the first video when we pulled this apart, these were very loose, these little clamps. Now what I'm doing here, I'm going to cut a little piece of cork and put it on the end of him so that he pushes the speaker down. Okay, so I'll do that. Well, that's great, guys. It's nice and firm. That's never going to move. Okay, we'll what are we up to? The chassis inside this, I guess, and then we'll work out some connections for the earphone. Now, these do come out, I think they come out the top. We're going to have to connect the speaker to this before we go any further. So I'll just sit him there. Now we'll work our speaker connections. Right, now our other earphone lead, I've just sat this in here, wired up the speaker, and this one got cut off here. Just putting him back on, which is the wire that leads to the switching contact of the earphone socket. Now guys, before we go any further, I'm going to connect power on here and see if this still makes a noise to make sure I've got my earphone socket wired correctly. So yeah, we'll do that. We also have a little, you mightn't be able to see it, but I'll show you in a second anyway, a little loop here, and this is where we measure for our quiescent current. So our biasing, okay, for the output transistors. So I'm just getting the wires in the right position, away from where I want them. Okay, just turn him down. Now, I deliberately haven't showed you the front of this radio yet. That's the surprise at the end. Okay, as you can see, yeah, I still want those marks in there. This has got character. This is a performer. This is going straight to my pool room anyway. 9 volts. We've got 9 volts here. I shouldn't be showing you this because I think it jinxes me. Power's on. Okay, here we go. There. Sounds like it's working. Definitely sounds like everything's going. Now, what I want to also check is when I plug a socket in, does it go to the extension speaker? Okay, so I'll be doing that. And yeah, that's a whole heap of rubbish from my power supply, so don't take any notice of that. Okay, we'll try this plug. Now, I have a speaker there. Let's plug this fella in. And there she goes. we're on the other speaker. External speaker. Okay. Unplug him. Back onto this speaker. So, our earphone socket works. Everything's wired up. I did clean it with some contact cleaner. Didn't show that. No need to. And now it's time for those two screws. There's one in the front and there's one over here, I think. Yep, they all have flat and star washers. No, they only have flat washers, these ones. So, yeah, I'll do that. I'll come back. Okay, that's the chassis in. Now, we've got a little bracket that goes on the back of the speaker. Now, I'll set these wires in here somewhere for the moment. And I see the bracket's got to come almost down here, almost crossways. On that. And of course the bracket holds the screw for the back. Up a bit there. And that looks pretty good, but obviously I'll have to have a look back at my photos. It's got to come up higher. So, yeah, well, my hand's going to be in the way there. I'll just, I'll cut this and get this up a little bit. I'll just have a look back at the photos. Okay, the next thing is the vent for the back case. Now it's been sort of glued and spotted with a soldering iron and everything around it. I'm going to put some quick grip around the edges of it. I'm going to sit something on here that's a little bit heavier, and so it'll press down, and yeah, that it won't come out again. But yeah, we've cleaned it up, and yeah, it doesn't look fantastic. That don't matter. It's doing the job. This is not a new radio. Okay, let's just put a little bit of this around just on the edge, and yeah, we'll glue him on. Now this is quick grip. This won't come off. I don't want a lot on this because I don't want it out around the edges if I can help it. If it does, I'll have to wipe it off with acetone, which is a little bit aggressive on plastic. There we go. Okay. Goes that way up with the melted bit up the top. Okay. There we go. Now, you may see a little bit around the edges. That's fine. What I'm going to sit on there is my socket set. In actual fact, I may put something else on top of it, just a little bit more weight to make sure he's in good contact. Okay, so we'll do that. The other thing now that I've finished, more or less finished the case, is the quiescent current, our bias current for the output transistors. So let's have a look into that, see what they've got to be set at, and just make sure it all lines up. I haven't done one of these, so you and me are learning here together. what I'm doing here is I'm using a standard little 9-volt battery. That's all we're using this for. This will mainly be for demonstration, maybe have a bit of a listen to it out in the yard. But yeah, as long as it works for 10 or 15 minutes and does its thing, that's all I need. Okay, we'll put a clip on. Okay, you can buy these at any good electronic stores. And I'm removing the two original wires, the positive and negative leads, and yeah, just soldering those in. So this is this wasn't a restoration. This is just a just something to get going and see if it works. It's sort of gone on a bit, and it's a little bit more than that. Now, just get him out of there. Now, guys, with this radio, I don't have the handle in tow at the moment. It's still laying here in the workshop. I haven't started it. That's going to be another separate little video that I'll just show you. And what we're going to do when I get the handle done, which won't be that long, so it'll be a handle only video and a bit of an out town test. Let's take this out of town somewhere, and also a bit of an overnight test. Let's see what we can pick up with this thing during some night hours. We're sort of doing a bit of a Shango type thing where we just go out in the bush and yeah, just see how this performs. Because in town here, there is just shocking interference. We've got from switch mode power supplies to inverters, solar systems, everything, and everything interferes with these things. Okay, so that's in the wind. I want to do that after I finish this, but this part will finish this video. Okay, it's gone on long enough, and I'll make up the strap. I'll show you the strap. As I said, separate video when we go bush. Okay, let's hook this up. These new clips are fairly hard to click onto. Right. Does it work? It does work. But our battery must be flat there. That battery did read good, but I don't think it is. Okay, let's see what it is. Yeah, 3 volts. Okay. And we'll unplug him. I'll grab another battery. If I test him now, 9. Okay. Surely it's not drawing that much current, is it? Using a battery from Bunnings. That'll probably do the job. And yeah, sounds like it does. There we go.
I'm going to spare my hint, I think, or my clue.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. Now, what I'll probably do here, do a bit of a wire twist to take up a bit of slack on the wire and make it look a little bit original. And what I'd like to do is put some probably Velcro on this battery and just mount it there. That way it's easily changed. Right, guys, I've got the battery. Just put some Velcro dots, and it holds there like really easily. So it's not going anywhere. It works fine, as you saw. Right, now the next one is our biasing. Now this little link here, we've got to unsolder him. And I think it might be this end that's the easiest. I'm not real sure. Try this and see. That doesn't look as easy. Okay, might be the other end. Just want it to slip out. There we go. Now, what we're going to measure is a current across there, which is the collectors of the output transistors, and we're going to measure a current of 5.5 milliamps. Okay, that's per the book. So I'll get my amp meter, put it on here, and you adjust VR R28. It's not a VR, it's R28. We adjust him to give us 5.5. Okay, so I'll get a little, a tool that'll go into him there, and I'll grab my meter, and we'll set him up. Okay, now I'm using my Escort meter for the simple reason it's very accurate with reading current. My flute does not go down far enough into the milliamp range. It's sort of anything under 20 milliamps, you really struggle to read. So I've got a couple of alligator clips here, just on jumper leads. Going to clip that fella on, this one on. Let's turn him on and see what it is. And it's nothing. Okay, I know why. Let's go to milliamps, eh? Okay, there you go. Now we'll turn it right down. Okay, we've got to be on about 5.5. We're 4.7. Don't worry about the minus because that's just the way it's hooked up at the moment. If we reverse the leads, it'd read plus. 4.7. Okay, 5 and 2, 3, 4. And can we get right on 5? Look at that. That will also alter and gradually keep rising as they heat up. But the book says do this cold, as it is near now. That's pretty close. Pretty close. That's all there is to it, guys. That's it. She's set up. It's working. I'll reconnect our little jumper. And guess what? It's time to put this in its box. The box you sort of haven't seen much of yet. Okay. So that's all it is. It's strange how you can buy a new fluke and it won't do the job, but yet this meter, I don't know, it's 20 years old, I suppose, and it is just unreal to use. It is just spot on for reading voltages. But as I said, the analog readings for our alignment, well, I want to share that project with you as far as the voltage multiplier. That, well, anything, I think it's up to 10, 20, 30 times the input voltage. But we'll go into that very shortly because I've got a use for that with almost every radio. Righto, guys, I'm going to put this thing together and see if the back will sit on. Now, as you saw, I've glued the back. That's, well, it's the best it's going to get. I like its character. I like it. Now, does it fit? Yes. It's got to fit all round into the front of this case. There we go. And it's popped out somewhere else. Okay, and while we're holding him down, put in our backing screw. There we go. Look at that. Okay, guys, the reveal. What I've got to do is put the, let's get this out of the road. I've got to put the knob on this, the tuning knob. There's a washer, a fibre washer goes on first. Then our nice felt washer. Then another felt washer. And this all goes on the front. Guys, here it is. And we've just got lots of rubbish. Let's go down to the ABC, I'll find. There we go. Okay, here we go. The reveal of the Philips Town and Country Model 200 radio. There she is.
Why do middle names stay so stable, do you think? Middle names have stayed significantly stable.
How's that?
You could say for the past 50
Bass.
years, John and James,
Works like
the
a dream.
boys, and Anne and James the girls,
Treble.
have been in the top 10 of New South Wales' most popular.
Just turn that
middle
down a
names.
bit.
And I think
Top of the
one of the
radio.
real reasons that we see
And
middle names
yeah, we're a little bit out of shape
is that they're
up in around
linked to
the
family
top
and
here.
heritage
But I
ties.
mean, we sort of can't get that any better. I've tried to get that in there, but there's a damage, in the back here. Aerial and earth pins go in there. It'd be lovely to have the handle on this. I will show you the handle now. I think I may have done, but I'll just grab it again and we'll have a look with it on there. Now this handle is also the wrong colour. It's off a pink one, but there it is. And I'm going to rebuild the handle and I'll come back and show you when that's done. Okay, so there he is. Philips Town and Country. What do you reckon?
Name and our middle name, there's a lot more consistency. Are we seeing people like
We better not stay on that too long. All sorts of interference in here. And she really wants to work, this radio. Okay. I've even got I wasn't going to, even got the socket in for the, headphones, earphone, whatever you want to put on it. There it is. Looks pretty ratty at the back, doesn't it? Yeah, she's not real good around here, but nice and solid. And there it is. Okay, guys, I'm coming back a later video with this complete, which will be a different colour, probably. And he just tucks down. And, well, we're going to do this this test. Get this out in the open and just see how well she performs. Really hard to tell in here. Okay. If you like this video, if I can get the light off it. Where's it coming in? Through the door. There you go. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. I'm just trying to get the right amount of light on it for you. And yeah, if you subscribe and hit the bell, it'll notify you when the next one comes up after this one. Righto, guys. until next time, it's a big Phillips farewell. I'm pleased the way this come up, and it's working like a dream. Stand by for part 4, which will be the just stand by for part 4, which will be the handle and a bush test. Get him out in the open. Bye for now.